I don't understand people that say don't do business with family. If you're not going to trust your brother, who are you going to trust?
You know, I use my brother as an asset. He uses me as an asset. Before we got rich, I told him that we were going to be incredibly rich. Like, that was just something that we'd manifested. Well, I'm in the top 1% of earners, not just for my age group, but for any American, like, in general.
You guys are 19 and 21. When do you have time for the girls?
Don't make money for girls. They don't care at this age.
They don't give.
Do it for you. I didn't have any income. I wasn't taking care of myself as well as I should have physically. One day I woke up and I said, I don't want to be a bitch anymore.
What did you have to personally sacrifice to obtain where you're at right now?
I'm going to leave that one under the radar for today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 2 of the Del Priore podcast. Today I am here with my brother.
What's up?
Of course, you guys know who it is. Luke Del Priore, Dario Del Priore. Today we are accompanied by my man Dom. I'm touching his arm in a weird ass way. I don't know why I'm doing that.
It's weird.
But I'm accompanied by Dom. Dom is one of our salespeople from North Carolina. You've probably seen him on the first episode if you watched it, but he came all the way into Jersey to be with us for a couple weeks. So he's experiencing being in the apartment, coming out with us, kind of seeing what it's like to hang out with us, I guess, for a couple weeks, right? Is that accurate?
Bunch of gurus. I'm loving it.
So here's what we're going to do. This is off the cusp. I've not prepared for this. I'm not ready for this. This is just raw, uncut, unfiltered. It's going to be as unedited as humanly possible. Dom's putting us on the spot today. I said, Dom, we have 45 minutes to an hour. You fire away any questions that you may have. You have my undivided attention, Dario's undivided attention for 45 minutes to an hour, where we're very busy people. We're always kind of on the fly doing something. So it's hard to get us to sit down for an hour with focused work. And of course, it has to be for a podcast because we will fucking make content out of anything. So
We're degenerates like that.
yeah. So here we go. There's going to be 45 minutes to an hour of anything at all that you want to ask me from your perspective. You can ask. I don't care if it's in relation to the business, fitness, personal life, living. It could be about anything. You could ask me a question about when I was 3 years old, specific stories, what it's like living now, how much money I'm making. I don't care what it is. You can ask us quite literally anything, and we are an open book. So you feel free, fire away, and let's fucking do it. I'm ready to go, and I'm happy to be here. Happy to have you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so typically family likes to drift apart once you get to a certain age, but you guys decided to go into a business together as brothers, and I feel like that's very uncommon to find, especially in today's world.
Sure.
What led you guys to that decision to actually stick together despite many hardships you may have already had?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Dom. So most brothers I notice aren't very close. Just a lot of brothers that I know, even kind of locally, just brothers that I know.
Yeah, we audited like all the brothers.
One time.
Yeah, I wrote a list one because I'm like, wait a second, this is weird. You know, like or maybe everyone else is fucking weird and we're not weird. But I literally looked at all these groups of siblings, just like kids that I knew, and I'm like, same age gap, same situation, same kind of similar family life. Why are they not trying to build a business together? Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? But
yeah, so there was that aspect of it. In terms of us working together, I wouldn't say me and Luke were always super close, Dom. I'd say really over COVID, that's when me and Luke started getting a lot closer because we were locked in the house together. Up until that point, we really had no similarities whatsoever. Luke was playing baseball. I was doing music at the time. We were both kind of just doing our own thing. And then it wasn't up until COVID where we kind of came together and we were literally locked in a house together, trapped together, and we started to get closer in that sense. So I'd say that's definitely what started it. And from there, these fucking blinds, bro, what the hell?
No, you're good. I want to make sure. I thought a bug flew in. I was going to fucking...
No
I don't
worries.
look like a bitch on the podcast, get chased around by a fly.
You roundhouse kick it.
No worries. But yeah, I'd say definitely over COVID, that's kind of what brought us together. And I feel like it's kind of just stupid to not do business with your brother. If you're not going to trust your brother, who are you going to trust? Just some random schmuck that you're going to do business with? That's not how I operate. I don't understand people that say don't do business with family. In my opinion, those are always people that have had bad experiences because they probably just haven't done it successfully.
And they don't know how to get along with people. They're just bad people. Like, you know, they'll have a hard time with hiring too because no one's going to want to work for a dickhead. So it's not just like a brother thing, but I don't know. Even my parents ask me sometimes, they're like, well, when do you guys plan on moving out? Like, not obviously we're moved out of the house already, but they'll be like, you know, when do you guys plan on like
getting your own homes,
and going into your own separate houses? I'm like, I don't like that. Like that's not really something that's just on the schedule. Like, what's wrong with living with my brother if we run the business together? We have similar interests. He's my blood brother. Like, why do I need to do it? Is it because that's a societal norm? Well, maybe I don't like what the societal norm is. If I was going through societal norms, maybe I'd have a fucking TCNJ shirt on right now and I wouldn't be a multi-7-figure entrepreneur. Or maybe I'd have fucking Rutgers on my shirt and I'd be broke. So, yeah, maybe I go against a societal norm and it works for me. You know, I use my brother as an asset. He uses me as an asset. And that's not just financially. That's in so many other areas, too. We just force ourselves to do better. I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that more people aren't close with their siblings because it's like, bro, if you're not going to be close to your sibling, who are you going to be close with?
So we touched on your history, but let's talk about your present right now.
Yep.
Between the two of you, where are you guys at today, and what are your plans for the future?
Where am I at today? I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. I feel like I thought that once I got to a certain point, I would just be done. Like at a certain point, I thought 10K a month was the game. Then I crushed 10K a month. Then we said, let's go to 20K a month. Did that. 30, did it. 40, did it. 50, did it. 60, did it. 70, did it. 80, did it. 90, did it. 100, did it. 110, did it. 120, did it.
How long did it take?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. 2 years to build a multi-7-figure business, which is extremely quick, actually.
And you're 19.
And I'm 19, yes.
And I'm
brother-
21.
21. So, I don't know. Some people think it's fake. Some people can't really wrap their head around it, but that's just because they also haven't put the work in. If they came and they lived with me for a week, they would understand perfectly. They would understand perfectly and clearly why we make the kind of money we make,
How we make
why
it.
we could live the kind of life that we live. It makes complete sense. When you do nothing but work, I mean, then result ends up showing up. The money kind of ends up finding you after a certain point. You work hard enough for a prolonged enough time period. Money is the end result of that. That's just kind of like the product that you end up getting. You know, you have the correct inputs, you make the calls, you do the Zooms, you build the team, you hire the staff, you get the partner, and you get good results for your customers and your clients, and you make money. Money is because you're delivering on value for people at scale. That's why you're making money. That's why we're making money. So what are my plans for the future? To continue growing. I always say, if you're not growing, you're dying. I don't have a specific, like, oh, we're going to do this month, that month, that. That's not how I write my goals out. I have weekly goals and then I have macro goals. Like I'll have a weekly goal to say I want to do X, Y, and Z. Try to hit those weekly goals. And then the macro goal might be at the end of this quarter, I want to be at $200,000 revenue, right? Like that might be a goal. So we try to get as close as we can. And if we don't get close, then we keep reinventing. We keep trying to figure out, okay, what should we be doing here? How do we get the videos edited to look better? How do we get the content to go viral? How can we get the clients in our agency better results? Because we kind of have two ventures going on right now. We have our company, which is our marketing agency, that has nothing to do with what we're filming right now. This is just for fun. And then what we're filming right now, this is our personal brand. This is our personal brand business where we're showing people what it's like to run a business at a young age, some of the societal pressures, what it looks like for us, and all that good stuff. So these are our two ventures that we're kind of embarking on pursuing right now.
Yeah, so let's talk about the age, because I feel like at 19 and 21, we're all pretty young here. But the conversations we have together are just more mature. Like a lot of people expect entrepreneurship to be these 30-year-old, 40-year-old people, and you only get wealthy whenever you're about 40, 50, 60 years old. These kind of topics just aren't talked about at our age.
Yeah.
People are mostly talking and partying, drinking, all this other stuff. So how'd you guys get to this point?
Well, I'm in the top 1% of earners, not just for my age group, but for any American, like in general.
We were just talking about this today.
Yeah, I already make more money than average doctor salary, attorneys. Like I already cleared all that. So for me financially, like I'm good. As long as I keep making the money I'm making, I'll be financially set for the rest of my life and always have plenty of extra money.
That's if we just stay where we're at right now.
Yeah, that's if I just stay where I'm at right now. But I want to have a big impact. I don't really give a shit about money too much because I could spunk a bunch of money on a watch, buy more cars, get a bigger apartment. I could go move into the $30,000 a month penthouse New York City apartment and, maybe make nicer videos in there. But for me, I'm just at a point in my career where I'm so young that I just want to experience this a little bit. We work so fucking hard just to build to this point. Not that I'm relaxed right now at all. Like I'm still foot on the gas. I'm always foot on the gas. But I'm at a point where I'm soaking it in a little bit. I'm acknowledging that we put so much work in for such a prolonged time period that now I want to see where we're at, and I want to see what the next goal is, and I want to assess why I want to get there. Because that for me is something that I need to know, because if there's no net positive in my life to go to that next level, then I won't go there. Because why do it? But if there is, I'm going to go there. Because anything that I tell myself, yeah, I'm just going to do this, I do it. So I don't know. It's just kind of person I am. I told Rudy, the videographer, one of my best friends, before we got rich, I told him that we were going to be incredibly rich. Like, that was just something that we'd manifested in working together. And that was multiple years ago when we were making videos for local businesses. I just needed to know that there was a way to do it. That's all I needed to know. Once I knew that businesses would pay for marketing services and I realized how much money there was in the market, I knew I was going to be rich. Knew it. Because I just figured if businesses are willing to spend thousands of dollars a month to market, and I had no idea they were doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's infinite companies to work with.
I think going back to
it just became so obvious. I was like, I know what's going to happen. It's a matter of time. If I spend enough time in this market, eventually I'm going to end up with the kind of money I want.
And I think age-wise, like you mentioned, Dom, like, yeah, we're young and we're obviously doing well for ourselves.
Who wants to wait?
I kind of
Who wants to fucking wait?
I kind of find it weird how more people just aren't like us. I will say, I look around. Luke, you're the youngest. I was saying this the other day to Dom. Luke is the youngest and richest person that I know. There's nobody that even locally comes close. Maybe in America, he might be in the top 1% at his age.
Well, definitely in this, I would definitely argue. I mean, in New York, there's some guys that pass me up, but in the state of New Jersey, self-made from scratch as a teenager, I'm most certainly the richest self-made teenager in the state.
Yeah, of course.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of age, though, I just don't understand why more people aren't doing it, because what is the other alternative to go get drunk at a frat party? I'm sorry, that's not what I am about.
And by the way, it doesn't make me better than anybody else. It really doesn't. It's just something that I chose. That's the path that I chose. I chose this, and everyone else can choose what they want to choose. You want to pick getting drunk on a Saturday? I'll pick making content on a Saturday. But when you see my face everywhere, and when you see our faces everywhere, and we can sell products as a result of it, just know that it's because we chose this on a fucking Saturday.
Yeah.
So like that's what it is. I'm spending my time here. I'm spending my money here. I'm putting my effort, energy, and attention here. So the universe and God eventually is going to give me the end result, the net positive of what I'm looking for, which is the benefit and the end result. And we always get it.
And there's no right and there's no wrong. But for the majority of people watching this video, you probably want to get rich, because you wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't. So you got to pick. I mean, we talk about this all the time. We're young doing it, but there's two kind of hearts in life. There's the heart of actually going through something and doing it, and then there's the heart of regret. And Tony Robbins has said this, I forget the exact quote, but in terms of regret, it weighs on you so much more if you don't actually do that thing, as opposed to just going through the pain of doing it, and then you just do it. And then you get to sit back on my deathbed. I just want to be chilling there being like, I did everything I said I would do.
Yeah, there's two pains in life. There's the pain of self-discipline and the pain of regret. Right. You know, you got to pick which one you're going to eat, because I mean, you're going to eat both. I mean, you're going to eat one or the other. Yeah. I meant to say, like, you're either going to eat, damn, it sucked working all those long hours, but I built a life for myself that I can be proud of. Or it's, damn, now I'm stuck working these long hours for some asshole that I don't like, and I have no money. And what's fucked up is that I was broke with a podcast 2.5 years ago, making these same points. And then I would have girls on the podcast with me, and I would tell them, and I would make these points, and they'd be like, oh, you're saying this as if you're this, rich, blah, blah, blah. And then I actually questioned that, because these girls were like, oh, who are you to talk about like high value male, and like you're not a high value man. Like I had a girl say that one time. And it's not that like sparked a motivation, but it honestly made me think. And I said to myself, maybe she has a point. Like, I'm over here giving advice to guys on how to self-improve, but I haven't put myself through the fucking storm. Yep. Like, I haven't gone into... I went into the podcast world and I didn't know anything about it, but you stick a camera up, you make some funny points, and maybe you can go viral on the internet. I'm talking about building a real business. I did not go through the trials and tribulations to call myself a high-value man, or at least at the time I couldn't, because I was 15, 16 years old, but I didn't have any income. I wasn't taking care of myself as well as I should have physically. Like, there were areas where I could have been, definitely spiritually, I wasn't in it. There were areas where I could have been so much better, And I think that I'm doing a better job now. I mean, we got our dream car, which I have videos of us manifesting. We're going to get the Corvette. We wanted the Corvette at the time. We passed the Corvette. We skipped that shit and got an Aston Martin. But it's weird because we were just like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And there were so many days where we felt like we were so fucking far away because we just kept falling on our face. We would run ads for clients. They would stop performing. Run ads for clients. They stop performing. We get 3 clients. The clients drop off. We're back to fucking $5,000 a month. And it's like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Once we finally cracked the system for client acquisition and fulfillment, we got rich. And it happened pretty quick. Like, I hate to say it, but that whole like analogy that you'll see literally online and in those photos where it's the guy just picking with his pickaxe and he stops right before he hits gold and turns around.
Yep.
That is literally what kept fucking happening to us. Tried drop shipping, didn't work. Tried local content, worked a little bit, wasn't scalable enough to keep going. Got back into the online space, losing money, making a little bit of money, going back down, got rich. Like, that's how it fucking happened. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
So weird. It was weird how it happened. It was very up, down, until shit finally stuck and shit finally worked. It definitely was not overnight, Dom. I'll tell you that. It was years, but it almost looks like an overnight success because this year I bought a $30,000 watch, spent $120,000 on a car, spent $50,000 on an apartment. Like just stupid. Like things that I couldn't have even fathomed doing at 19 years old. But it's like, how does that happen so quick? How did that happen overnight? It didn't happen overnight. But I get from an outsider's point of view, if you see some fucking 19-year-old hop out of an Aston Martin, it's like, oh, who's his dad?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's just not how this story goes.
Unfortunate.
Like that. Like unfortunately for them, if they're gonna hate, like that's just not how the story goes. Like
not ours.
We built this from absolute scratch. I knew in starting to that if I had Dario as a business partner that we were gonna make money. I knew it because I was like, I know me and I know where I lack. Sometimes my attention to detail is not as deep as it needs to be. But I can have a killer idea and I can see it and I can know exactly what needs to happen to execute it. But for me to solely try and execute it, it doesn't ever end up turning out well. But
when you could, here's the thing, correct yourself. You 100% could, but I feel like your mind jumps into a different place of like, how do we make money? How do we make money? For you to actually sit there and pay that much attention to detail, it's almost not worth it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that where you come in, Dario?
What goes on in your head.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that where you come in, Dario?
That's exactly where I come in.
Yeah, I'd like for you to touch on that a little bit, Dario.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta go pee. I'm gonna keep listening.
No worries. So, yeah, Luke is pretty much, I'd say, the brains behind. Luke is the brains behind the machine and is the thought process behind the machine, and then I'm the fulfiller behind the machine. So there has to be 2 parts of it always. There has to be, like in baseball, there's offense and there's defense. Luke is getting up and he's swinging, and I'm making sure that we are fucking pitching a perfect game. I'm making sure nobody scores. So you got to play both sides of the game. And if you have killer offense and you have killer defense, then you win. So Luke plays the offense. He gets the sales. I play the service delivery. I make sure every client is happy. And if you can do that for somebody and you can keep all your clients happy, how do you ever go broke? So yeah, that's exactly where we come to play. So Luke will have a great idea. And then like with the marketing company we have right now, he had the idea of, starting that up. And then I came into the mix and learned all the technicals behind it and how to actually produce it and actually keep our clients for as long as we can possibly keep them. So yeah, that's exactly where I come into play there. So he'll get the client, he'll sell the client, and then I'll service it. And then hopefully keep the client for life. That's the goal.
So is that just a matter of trust between the two of you? Because it sounds like you have two very different roles. Mm-hmm. So does it just come down to you trust each other to perform the way you need to in order for the business to work?
That's a great question. I never question Luke with sales. I never question him at all. I know if Luke's hopping on a sales call, it has to go great because he might be the best salesman that I know.
He sold me. I went from North Carolina to New Jersey. I knew these guys for like maybe a week or 2. I already knew I wanted to go to Jersey.
That's what I'm saying. He's phenomenal at what he does. So no, I never question Luke with sales. I know if he hops on a sales call and he doesn't close somebody, there's no way that client would have ever gotten closed because he is just a very genuine person. And if he's talking to somebody and he's selling them something, more than likely they're going to buy. So if they don't, it's probably just, I know Jordan Belfort says this all the time. There's buyers and there's non-buyers. They're probably just a non-buyer. So I don't really question him with sales. He doesn't really question me with service. It is a trust thing. We're brothers. So it is 100% a trust thing. I trust them wholeheartedly with that side of the business and to run it. So it's absolutely a trust thing.
And as a sales guy, Luke is obviously always foot on the gas, full steam ahead, 100% focus on the upfront. You're on the back end, making sure the system works.
Yep.
You guys are 19 and 21. When do you have time for the girls? We're all guys here, right?
Hold on quickly. Before you go into that, I got something that I actually want to touch on. Spitting out my gum. Imagine how fucking ridiculous it
See
sounds.
how the dialogue changes?
Hold on.
Salesman coming in.
Imagine how ridiculous it is to think that our parents just fund this or someone just fund. Like, think about that. Like,
nuts.
What the fuck would I have to tell my mom and dad to be like, all right, mom, dad, just get me that car and then, just get me that apartment and pay for all my food and pay for all the videos to get made and pay for all the staff and I'll pay you back, please. Like, think about how ridiculous it is to even think that would ever fucking be real. People go through, like, they'll watch the videos and they'll be like, daddy's money. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, how would that even work? How would that even work? I don't know whose parents are that generous, but holy shit, more power to you, because I don't even know how that would fucking work. That doesn't make sense.
It sounds kind of personal.
It is a little bit personal. We get a lot of hate. We get a lot of hate because when you're successful at a young age...
People can't comprehend it.
No.
People can't comprehend it. And you know what's so funny?
They can't.
I can't even really comprehend what we've done sometimes.
I can.
I was literally sitting down, Mike, one of our sales guys. I was looking at a year ago where he was, and now where we are today. It's like, this dude is making six figures working with us. It's like he quit his job a year ago, and now he's making six figures. That seems surreal. So I understand why people do believe it's fake, because sometimes it feels fake to me. Sometimes I do have to pinch myself, and I'm like, holy shit, this is my life.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So
you're right.
So let's circle back then. Back to girls, right? You're 19, 21. If you're full steam ahead on the business, 100% attention, you got the clients, you got the business, you got your own personal life, you still got to have room for the girls, right? So how's that going for you?
Dom, right now, buddy, I'm like Babe Ruth, but with a blindfold.
Explain.
It's hard. It's hard to find time, and it's also hard to find quality.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
But you're rich.
I understand.
That's a good point.
But I could get a whore, but that doesn't do anything. You know, that doesn't really help me. It doesn't have a net positive on my life.
I will say, this is a great point. If you guys are guys watching this podcast, because I know that's probably what it's going to be, if you're between the ages of, I'd say, 18 and 22, do not expect a girl to get with you because of money.
Don't make money for girls. They don't care at this age.
They don't give.
Do it for you. Do it for you. I got peace of mind. I sleep like this at night knowing that I'm rich. I'm like, oh, shit. I don't have to worry about money. I don't got to worry about my finances. I'm fucking good. A girl's going to come in and try to take 50% of my shit? Fuck you.
No, but seriously,
to the door.
Seriously, they don't care at this age because they're not entitled to any piece of it. So why would they care at this age? It's not fun to them. So
how does it affect you mentally, though?
They don't need that protector provider until like their late 20s, early 30s. So they're going to go get ran through by degenerates now.
Yeah.
And then they'll settle down with someone.
Then they're going to wake up.
Or they're going to try to settle down with someone like me, and then it's too late.
So do you ever feel like
Then I
compromising?
go overseas, right to Italy, try to pick one up over there, and bring them back.
So basically,
Just saying. That's how I'm going to do it.
so what I'm hearing is you're a guru that can just fly people out just to get a girl.
There you go. If I need to, I guess I can.
So you admit that you're a guru.
I admit that I'm a guru. Yes, I am a guru. I'm putting on the guru image, and it's fucked up, but I guess I've become the one thing that I didn't want to ever be.
I guess it's inevitable to become a guru if you have nice
If
things,
you're
right?
successful, you fucking become a guru, I guess, right?
Call me guru.
So are you going to sell people on the podcast?
Yo, it's John.
Am I going to sell people on what?
On the podcast.
I guess. Yeah. If we have to, sure.
Yeah.
Works for me.
If you want to make some money, learn from the right guys.
If you want to make some money, don't start a podcast. I'm losing money on this for at least the next year. So know that.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
I didn't create this podcast to make money, just so you guys know. This is here for brand dominance and authority long term. I'm a long-term investor. I'm not doing this to make money. My business makes me plenty of money. Don't cut that out. Leave that in. My business makes me plenty of money. So I don't need this shit, right? Even if I get removed, right, for making a joke like all the girls in America are sluts and I have to go to Italy to find a wife, that could be a funny joke, right? Like you can post that. But what I'm saying is this, like, It doesn't matter if the video gets banned or fucking discouraged, because guess what? You can abort me off YouTube, but I still have my business. So I'm good.
Yes.
So as a 1%er, are you saying that you can't be bought? You'll just say what
I can't
you
be
want.
bought. I can't be bought. You could come to me and offer me $10 million a month, and I can't be bought because I don't give too much of a shit about money. I already have as much money as I need.
So
I have more money than I need, and I have more money than I even wanted when I became a fucking entrepreneur. Now I'm doing it for myself, and if it's going to be something that's not true to who I am and it's not true to my core and my character, fuck no, you cannot buy me. I will never be bought. Just so you guys know, I'll never take a brand deal about something that I don't align with. I'll never take a sponsorship from someone that I disagree with. I'll never do it because I'm not going to sell. I'm always going to make jokes about the Obamas and the Clintons. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to be me because I believe that if you're not you, people will see through the fact that you're fucking fake. And I don't care. If I make no money on it, fine. People will at least respect my character.
Yep.
Understood. With that being said, the Clintons and Obamas aside.
Clinton and Obama's aside. Everyone's hanging themselves. It's fucking crazy.
If you're already a guru, you have the money, you have the Aston, you have the materialistic things, 10 years from now, what's going to change in your lifestyle? What do you hope to see in 10 years from now?
I mean, I'll be taking private jets. I'll be, instead of spending $500 on a dinner, I'll spend $2,000, but it doesn't change. Nothing changes at this point. I'm going to be giving back more at that point. I'm going to be giving back more to my parents. I'm going to be giving back more to the people that supported me up to this point. I'll be giving back more to my team internally that helped us get to this point as well. I mean, that's it. It's going to be the season of giving back, Dom. Like Santa, I'm going to be giving everyone a fucking gift. You know who's not getting the gifts? Need I say no more so this podcast stays on YouTube?
Dario.
Yeah.
What's it like living with this guy?
What's it like? That's a great question. There's a
He
lot.
seems like a character, right?
Yeah, he absolutely is a character. I do my very best. I do my best. It's tough, I will say sometimes. Luke is definitely a hair messier than me. That's one thing. Whenever he eats, there's crumbs. There's crumbs falling. There's always things out of line, but I guess that's the salesman in him. The fucking racing mind 24/7. You do have ADHD, right? I'm pretty sure.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So
Let's talk about that. Entrepreneurship as a general topic, I feel like not many people get into it that are necessarily normal. Most people that are in entrepreneurship go into it because they have some kind of dark history or some kind of pain that they want to use that as fuel to get success and either prove wrong or prove yourself right.
Yeah.
One or the other. So what was that for you guys? What was that pain? Or generally, was there kind of something that clicked, or was there something that you were told that just you weren't in the right mindset with?
Yeah. Well, I was once a vagina, and
Explain.
yeah. One day I woke up and I said, I don't want to be a bitch anymore.
Oh.
We got to make our lives better. Like, literally, I was a big clitoris. Like, I would sleep, and I had fallopian tubes. I had a hood. I had everything. I was a bitch. I wasn't going down the right path. I was vaping. I was hanging out with shitty people. I wasn't paying attention in school.
You were a degenerate.
I was a degenerate, 100%. And at a certain point, you just realize, like, if I just keep going down this road long term, I just don't end up in a good place. And I didn't want to see how much further that could go. So I woke up one day and said, I'm just going to take this bull by the horns and, you know, I'm gonna slap my life back into place. I'm gonna get my life together and I'm gonna turn it around. And that's quite literally what we did. We decided one day, hey, we're gonna start a business. I was at work with Dario. We were scooping ice cream, quite literally, at a ice cream shop in New Jersey that we used to work at. And I said, you know what? I think we got to get the fuck out of here because we got to build something that's going to be bigger than us. And it's so crazy. Like, I could see this at the time, but we didn't have it. But now we do. So.
What about you, Dario? What's your perspective?
So fucking true, man.
Like, yeah, I could see this.
Even at the time, I always knew something like this would happen, but I never knew when it would happen or how it would happen or through what vehicle it would happen through. Yeah, literally, as we're sitting here, I'm literally just kind of snapping back into, like, when I used to work at the ice cream shop, fucking packing in a cone. Yep. Like, that just feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
Making, like,
and I remember Dario was like, oh, you know, my hourly's so good. And this is where, like, your parents can get in your head. Like when we were quitting work, my parents were like, don't do it. Don't do it. Like you're giving up a good job. You're giving up a good job. It's good side money. Like stay there. And it's like, you have to do your own thing. You have to. Like if you have a big goal, then is your current circumstance aligned with the big goal? Well, if the answer is no, then get the fuck out. Especially if you can. Like we were living at home at the time. I'm like, Mom, Dad, this is the best time for me to take a risk. There's no risk. Like I'm living here anyway. So any of the extra money is just like, even if I worked that job for the whole year, making $2,000 a month, I would have saved up 24 grand. It would have taken me. Can we get a calculator?
It's all right.
What's 24,000 times 20? Because I was making $500 a week at the ice cream shop. Okay. It would have taken me 40 fucking years, saving every penny to not even have 1 million.
To have not even $500,000.
No. I doubled it. 40 fucking years to not have 1 million at $24,000 a year. If I saved every dollar, not even 1 million.
Pre-tax.
Think about that.
Wow.
And now we have a business that's going to be pretty soon generating $1 million a month. A month. So that's the difference right there. Like, okay, if my goal is to be rich, then why am I here? I'm not going to get rich here. So I got to get the fuck out. And that's what I did. So that was a choice.
So job aside, what did you have to personally sacrifice to obtain where you're at right now?
A lot. Holy crap. I lost a pretty good relationship. I miss you. No, I don't. So I lost a pretty good relationship. Yeah, I lost a decent amount. I lost a good relationship. I lost social life. I lost spending quality time with friends and family. That's about it.
Is that why you want to give back later on?
Yeah, of course. But sports, yeah, I stopped playing baseball so I could focus on my business. Like, I gave up everything for 2 years to build this. And now it's like, thank God I did that. Because, like, the experiences I could have generated in those 2 years, I got in a different way. I still had amazing experiences, but they were just tied to the business. Like, girls would come on the podcast and say some degenerate shit. Like, there was a girl that came on one time, and she was like, I want Jack Harlow to spit in my fucking mouth. And I would just look at Dario and die laughing. So, like, it was, like, different experiences. Like, we would just laugh our asses off for the dumbest shit. But, I mean, now I do the same thing, but I'm rich. So, there you go. I guess that's the only difference.
So, that's your sacrifice. But what about you, Dario? Because it's easy to say your brother's the face of the company. Mm-hmm. He's a sales guy. But for you to tag along with his ideas.
But before you finish that, one thing I want to say, if you think that you're going to feel any different when you get rich, like, you're wrong. You're wrong. Like, I don't feel different. I still laugh at the same jokes. Like, if someone rips ass, I'm still going to laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that's just who I am. I guess that's just a character thing. Like, that's just a character thing. Like, I'm always going to be a character. At least I hope. I never want to lose my sense of humor, my comedy. But, you know, obviously I have real knowledge, and I could go off the 8 ball for hours talking about business and what I know and all that good stuff. But, you know, that's all good and fine. But, like, me and who I am, like, that's not going to stop.
That's fair.
Not going to stop.
In terms of sacrifice, I wouldn't say for me there was too much to sacrifice because I was going to community college at the time. And then once the business started making enough money, just dropped it. So, no, there wasn't a lot of sacrifice for me. I sacrificed a shitty job that I didn't like anyway. I sacrificed community college and my credits. Oh, no. What would I do?
Fuck!
So, yeah, I sacrificed that.
Bro, but imagine if you had your credits right now. Bro, if you had your credits right now, we could have used those credits towards the Aston. I hear the dealerships accept fucking Brookdale credits now. Or college credits.
Bro.
Ooh.
You got college credits buying cars before Bitcoin.
Yes.
No, but honestly, not too much. I didn't have to sacrifice really anything. I was always hardworking. Nothing. I didn't have too many friends out of high school. I didn't really speak to anybody in high school. I didn't have close friends. I don't think Luke did either. I mean, Rudy,
Not
actually.
really.
Rudy's my best friend, the guy behind the camera right now. That's my one friend from high school that I still talk to.
And he was in my grade. He wasn't even in your grade.
Wasn't even in my grade. So, yeah, honestly, Dom, not too much. There's really not that much to do. I sit down and I talk about this all the time. There's not that many things you could do. You could go out for a nice dinner. You could go out to the club with your friends.
Done it.
You can go to.
You travel. You go to a different state. Done it. You like. There's not so much you can do.
That's it. That's it. What more?
That's
is there
why you
to
have
life?
to be. You just have to be so appreciative for the fact that you could do all those things, and money gets to amplify all the great things that you can do.
And you got to appreciate the simple things, because that's really what it is at the end of the day. That's it. So yeah, for me, sacrifice not really too much.
But getting rich is worth it because it's nice that I could go to the local supermarket and just grab stuff and not worry about like what the fee's going to be. I was at a 7-Eleven the other day, and a lady in front of me bought a body armor, like a sports drink, and she's like, "Oh, I thought it was $1 cheaper," and she was like, not gonna buy it. And I scanned it for her and I bought it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's very sad to me. Like people really live that way. Like that $1 damn near ruined her day because she was really upset over that dollar. Seriously.
No, I know. It's just,
And some people have to watch their budget like that. Like they really do. And that's because if you're not earning enough money, like you don't want to overextend yourself. And I get it. I definitely get it. I mean, that was me at one point. But at a certain point, you got to grab the bull by the horns. You literally have to grab your balls and just say, like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this shit. I got to get rich. That's what I did.
Are you ever jealous of your brother?
no.
Not at all.
Not at all. There's
Not
any
a
point in your life.
No.
no, bro.
No. Oh yeah, I was jealous of Dario at one point when he was like 10 and he was getting bitches because he was a musician. I was like, damn, I'm over here with nothing. So I was, but it wasn't like a jealousy. It was more just like it was more just funny. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, how's he doing that?
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
normal. It's like, how's he doing that and I'm not?
Yeah, it was funny.
But no. Fuck you, bro. Nah, honestly,
It was more just funny than anything. You know.
Does it still work for you today? You go to the beach, sing to a girl, get the number.
Listen, I'd say my cold approaches have gotten better. My Riz has gotten better. I'm going on an uphill trajectory here.
Yo, this kid became a menace. I don't know what. Me and Rudy were talking about that the other day. I don't know what got into my brother, but he's twisted now.
I became a menace pretty much overnight, which I'm very happy about.
So money has changed you.
No, not the money.
no.
No, it wasn't the money. I feel like I'd be like this right now.
Remember, even if you think she loves you, she will leave you for a degenerate frat kid or a BBC. It's one or the other.
I think we can end it right there.
No matter how much she says she loves you, when it slips out, she's like, "Oh, I'll slip it back in with some random kid." Just think about that when you're going to sleep. Like, oh fuck, you won't be able to sleep.
It sounds like you've thought about this like in depth. Has this personally happened to you? Like this is a little too much in depth, too much detail.
Listen, shit's crazy, but no, it has not happened to me.
So
So
it's
not
just that-
yet, at least. Not yet. I hope it doesn't. But remember, when you get your shit together, and it's like, okay, here's Luke. I can't really fuck with him that much because he's not going to pay me too much mind. If I try to get under his nerves, he'll just get rid of me. Then it's just like, hey, listen, I got my life together. Like, I'm fine financially. I got my brother. I have great experiences with my friends and family. Like, quite frankly, if a girl comes in and we slot her in, perfect. If not, all right, fine. I don't care. I'm doing my thing. That's like girlfriend material. But I would love to have a really great wife that I care about and kids at some point in the future. But right now, I am not playing the D-Gen game of running into clubs, trying to get pussy, because that is dumb as fuck. Like, get your finances situated first, and once you become someone that's of a certain caliber, I think
Then by all means, go ahead.
they end up finding you. You don't really have to find them. So,
But yeah, no, jealousy, no, definitely not. I mean, considering
no,
we share,
not even a lick.
no, we
of
share
jealousy.
We share everything anyway.
We do
so
everything together. Yeah,
There's nothing. There's
the
nothing.
car
to be
is
jealous of.
ours. The apartment's ours. Everything's ours. Like, we don't weigh decisions personally. It's just like, how much is that going to run us? Like, that's just kind of how we look at it. Like, we don't buy it. The only thing that we can't really share is shoes, because I wear a 13 and he wears a 12.
We're buying a $30,000 watch tomorrow. I had no idea that was happening, and now it's just happening.
Yeah,
So
it's not my watch. It's not his watch. It's just a watch.
So there's
if I
technically-
grab it one day, great. I'm wearing the watch. If he grabs it one day, great. He's wearing the watch. When there's such a big pot, you don't mind splitting. The reason you fucks care about splitting is because you ain't got no damn pot. You got fucking $30 in the pot. Oh, give me my $15. Yeah, because you only got $30 in that fucking pot. When you got hundreds of thousands just running around, it's like, all right, you can take the acid one day, I'll take it the next. It doesn't really matter. So if you're rich, who cares? Yeah, fuck it. You want to take it one day? Sure. Let's just get a new one. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
It's fair.
Are you ever scared of losing it all?
No.
Why not?
No. No, because I have my skills. You can't take my skills away.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan if you don't have to? Like if you had to do something else, it's like this was impossible. Like what would you
I would just figure it out. There's not a doubt in my mind that.
So let's
I would
run it down
figure
then.
out.
Yeah, it would just be a different.
There's not a doubt in my mind. If someone just took away, like, okay, you can't run a marketing agency, I would just pick a different business model and I would just make it work.
Yeah.
So what skills have you learned to enable yourself to rebuild another business?
Marketing, sales, quality service. If you take those three things and you drop and deploy those into any business, whether you have a supermarket, a restaurant, a marketing agency, a chiropractor, I don't care what you do, you will succeed. Like you can take every dollar out of my bank account right now and I'll be rich in 2 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. Especially because I know I'm going to work on it 13 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can't tell me it's not going to work. Because I'm competing with people that want to sit on their fucking thumbs and do nothing. So yeah, I'm going to win. Like you're going to lose.
Sitting on your thumb, that's kind of gay, bro.
It is a little gay. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
actually gay.
You know, I'm going to keep my mouth shut going forward.
Stop being gay and let's
Go-
talk about this. How do you restrain yourself from unnecessary expenses? Because if you have this very fast-paced lifestyle, you can afford things because on a month-to-month basis, you're gaining more money, like 30,000 or even more possibly.
We'll make like
How do you
100,000
restrain
this
yourself?
month. I don't. If I want something, I buy it. But I'm not a big spender. Like there's not a lot of things that I want because I have everything covered. Like I didn't realize how much money just moving out is. This fucking couch was $2,500.
This is my bed, by the way, for the next 2 weeks.
Like we bought
Yeah, $2,000 bed.
We bought this couch. This was thousands of dollars. This fucking table was $700. There's a wood tree stump that you guys can't see. It's off camera just to hold a TV. That was $800. And I was doing the math. I'm like, wait a second. That fucking tree stump is someone's week of work. That's bullshit. So you need to be rich. Like it's not really fair. I had to pay my whole apartment year up front because I have no credit because I'm young. I'm 19. I have business credit, not personal. So I got stuck paying 40 something grand one shot. Boom. For the apartment for the whole year. That's the lease. But it's just like you see these expenses add up and it's like, how do you live if you're not rich? It's hard. It's fucking tough. You can't, I remember the days. There's a chicken shop near us here in New Jersey called La Rosa. And I'd be looking at Dario some days like, yo, we can't eat out today. Like, we don't have the fucking $30 to eat out today. Like, it's not happening. Like, it's just funny. Like, you look back and it's like,
I remember this
dang.
one day we were walking into the chicken shop and Luke's like, bro, we're going into survival mode.
Where's the cup
He's
noodles
like,
at?
He's like, get something light. We're going into survival mode.
Because I remember at the time we were down to like $3,000, and I was like,
$3,000.
because we saved up a little bit of money from work to start our business ventures, and originally the pot was like $8,000. I think it was $9,000. And fucking, it just kept getting lower and lower and lower. And this is why income is so much more valuable than net worth. At the time, you have like your $10,000, but you have no income. So you can't live without income. You need income.
It starts dropping. Bro.
So
You see the
I'm just
10.
looking. I'm literally looking, and at the time, I didn't even have a bank account. I just had cash in my room.
You're counting the dollars.
I had $3,000 bills. I'm like, fuck, this shit's running out quick because we had to eat every day. And at the time, I was like, one meal a day is enough. I'll eat the rest of the meals in the house. Mom bought snacks, like whatever it was. So I'm like, shit, I'm down to $3,000. I am not trying to go back to work. So those were some of the funniest moments. Like I look back now, I'm like, Jesus, like what the fuck was I thinking? Like it was just like, but I was thinking all the right things. But I was almost like manic at the time. I'm like, we're gonna fucking figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I think I'm a lot more relaxed now. Where now that we have the income, I'm like, whew. Like at least I know what we're good for, and it's a game of growth. That's survival entrepreneurship versus this is growth focused entrepreneurship. It's a completely different game. But I miss survival entrepreneurship sometimes, bro. If I could go back to it, bro, I don't know if I miss it enough to go back to it.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy the luxuries of what we have now. But yo, there were some nights
The thought of it is
you
funny.
have a pit in your stomach and you're broke and you're just laughing about it, bro. Because you're like, damn, I'm fucked up. So we had some great moments, bro.
Yeah.
So being broke isn't all that bad.
No, not at all.
You make your best memories when you're broke.
Mix of both.
I truly believe so.
It's definitely a mix of both, but it gives you something that you have to chase.
Correct. I'm correcting myself. When you're broke and you're striving for more and you're about to make your first like 1,000, 2,000 a month, that's when you make your best memories. If you're just broke and you're not planning on like ever becoming an entrepreneur, no, you're not going to make great memories, bro.
Bro,
But
Dario, me and you have
Oh
had
my
some
God.
moments, bro.
Yeah.
Moments. I can't even tell. There's no way we can make a podcast episode long enough to touch on even a tenth of them. Like photo shoots we've done, things going wrong, like clients. Oh my gosh.
we did
bro.
a photo shoot one time.
Oh my
we got
gosh.
fucked over. We never got paid for it. It was supposed to be $3,000 day. We got totally screwed over. There is so many different caveats and like a bunch of little up and down divots that have led us here. It's kind of nuts.
Great moments though. Like things that I literally would. You could take. I've always said you could take every single dollar out of my bank account as long as you leave me with the experiences that I've had since becoming an entrepreneur. I'm fine because I don't have a boring life. Like there's people that genuinely hate their desk jobs, bro. I wake up, I hear people getting ripped on all day, getting fucking laughed at. Like it's just like it's hilarious. It's almost too good to be true.
The guru is coming out of him.
It's almost too good to be true, to be honest. Money needs to serve you. Like if I'm going to make $2 million a year, which next year I'll probably make like $1.1 million. He'll probably make over $1 million too. But like when I think about, okay, whatever the number is, like even if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm just going to make $1,000 a week, like enough to replace work, but I love what I'm doing, then I'd rather make, I know I actually heard Mark Cuban say this, like I'd rather make 50 grand working for myself, or I'd rather make less money working for myself than a certain amount of money working for somebody else. And I couldn't agree with it more. Like I forgot what it's like to just have a regular job. This is so regular to me now. This has just quite literally become my normal. But yeah, I don't know. I'll never have a regular job. I think that's obvious. I think it's it. You can't. Entrepreneurship is a disease. Let me tell you, once you start figuring out that there's unlimited amounts of money that you can make inside of your own business and unlimited scale, you will never look at work the same way because you look at labor as the cost of doing business, not how you make money. It's crazy. It's a weird thing. It's very weird. You look at everything from a P&L. You look at everything from a cost perspective. It's very weird. So it's a gift and a curse. Like you never see the world the same after owning a successful business. It's very weird.
So it sounds like you use your ego to unlock new levels of success, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Typically in society, you're told your ego is the enemy. Your ego is going to be the downfall, and you need to put others first and kind of lower your own thoughts, put others first.
Well, I do put others first, but how can I give my best to others if I'm not a quality person? You know? Like, even if I have a kid one day, how do I want my kid to see me? Like, do I want to be super out of shape? Do I want to not be able to provide a good life for them financially? Well, I know the answer to both those questions is no. So if me having an ego means that I'm going to get to that point for my kid one day, then I'll have all the fucking ego I need. Because some other dickhead could run around with no ego and be broke and fat. Well, that's on you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's on you. So a lot of these things are personal choices, but I don't know. I think I try to use ego, we can say, to my advantage, because if it can help, it can help. I try not to let it, I don't want to get hyperinflated. Oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. You can't touch me. I'm this, I'm that. Yep. I don't believe that, but I do believe that somewhere deep in everyone that's hyperly successful, they believe to some degree that they're better than other people. And I do believe that. I do believe I'm better than other people at what I do. I don't believe that I have more moral high ground than other people. I don't believe that I deserve more spiritually or an afterlife than other people. But I believe that in what I do, I can run laps around anybody, and I don't think I can be touched. So maybe that's ego, but that ego has served me pretty well, and it works for me. So I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always under the impression of definitely what God gives you, He can always take away.
100%.
So I'm super grateful for every moment. And that's really like my new phrase. And that's really always been my phrase. What God gives you, he can take away. So I'm super blessed to have all this stuff. But
and I believe God wants you to be fruitful. Like I really believe God wants you to bear fruit. So when it comes to ego, to me, it's just confidence. Like, do I believe I'm going to make more money? Fuck yeah, I'm going to make more money. You know, it's not like...
Yeah, if confidence makes me better than other people, then I think more people should just have egos. I think everybody should have an ego to an extent.
Yeah.
Of just like, I'm a confident person. I guess that's what ego means. So...
Correct.
I guess if you have more of an ego, because... The thing is, if you have ego in 2024, you're quote unquote weird because nobody is really confident in what they do. Everybody's just so normal. So if you have a little bit of an ego, you're looked at as weird. Yeah. But yeah, we absolutely have egos.
I mean, maybe the frat kids that run around in fucking basements have no egos because they're the same as the 80 other dickheads that they're sitting down there with. Oh, you have an ego. Yeah, I also have an Aston. What? Where's yours? You know, like sorry.
Ego definitely not in a dicky way. Just ego in terms of I'm super confident in my abilities to get something done.
And I've proven that we've earned our stripes. We did it. How many 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds do you see running around with a supercar that grown men can't get, an apartment that's super high-end luxury? We're blessed that we have these things, but maybe my ego allowed me to go out and get them, and I'm extremely grateful for them. They're gifts from God. I truly believe that. But we put the work in. We were blessed enough to be able to put the work in. That's my belief set. So maybe I have a little bit of an ego, but I think that if other people really thought that they could do this too, then they would do it. You can't tell me the average college kid wouldn't try to trade what they do and the current lifestyle that they live and the money they're going to make coming out of school for the life that we get to live. It's a joke. That's delusion. Do you know what I mean? Like that's delusion right there. I literally had one of my college friends tell me the other day, like, what you have and what you guys have built is what people are trying to seek in college but don't actually have. And they probably won't get it. That's sad to me. So maybe my ego in trying to get more salespeople is because I want to bring more people in and get more people to experience this quality of life. Call it an ego, but I want to see other people do better too. It's not just about me. It's not just about me. So ego this, ego that. I want to see other people do better. If that makes me such a bad person, then fuck. I guess I'm screwed.
Well, maybe people are actually resonating with what you're having to say right now. So are you ever thinking about starting a paid community or just a community of individuals that can kind of follow your personal life?
That's a good question, Dom. And I'm going to leave that one under the radar for today. But that's a good question. Stay tuned is what I will say. There's going to be something interesting dropping in the next couple months. So just stay on your toes. That's it. That's all I can say. Everyone better be ready for it. Everyone better be ready for it. Because when it comes, it's going to fucking come. It's going to come like an 80s porn star.
You're talking to a bunch of gurus that know how to market. It's coming like a freight train.
It's coming.
All right. Let's cut it, guys. I think that was great. Dom, thank you so much, sir.
Any other questions, Dom, before we wrap?
I'm all set.
All right.
Thank you, Dom.
Dom, thank you for the questions. I appreciate it. Guys, if you liked that episode, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Every single week, we're going to have a new podcast dropping, so stay tuned for some of the next ones. I'll see you on the next episode.
Now go work.
Stop scrolling.